everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So, last week we talked about what my senior year has been like during a pandemic. So this week I wanted to give you all some virtual school tips that I should probably follow more myself anyway. So I'm just gonna jump right in and give you some tips, and if you already use them or have some tips of your own, let me know in the comments. I should definitely use these tips more than I do, so yes, let's get into it. Alright, first up, plan. Planning is so important. I wish I was better at it. I have been planning, but not near enough. So we have this big yellow notepad that we write out all my assignments and the time that the school website says it should take, and then we figure out what I need to do each day and put it in this little planner thing. I think it's from Dollar Tree, like literally just a little student planner. It has week by week, and I have color coded it because I got a binder for all my papers that I print off to go in. And I've got these wonderful colored tabs for each subject. So then once I had them all in these, actually no, what I based the colors off of was the schedule here that my mom made. I just said, oh, well, this is English, well, I'll put English in the purple folder. And I did that for all the classes. And then I got some pens that are the colors. So these were pretty cheap. They weren't super expensive. They're just the Papermate Flare felt tip pens. Got the 12 pack. I use just the main normal colors for this, and then I write out what assignment I have for what class and how long it takes in the right color, obviously. And then I plan it out by time, or try to anyway. So that's a tip for planning. I also have this wonderful hourly schedule thing. I also have a whole notepad of them, but we laminated one because I don't trust myself to actually use it enough yet to actually just write on them. If you want one of those, I believe they're still up on All Things Lillian's website. I'll leave the link if they're still in stock. If they're out of stock, I'll leave the link to the website anyway, so when they're in stock, you can get them. You should follow her Instagram, by the way. So I try to use all that stuff to plan, and I will tell you from experience, if you actually plan stuff out better, it gets done more. And even if you don't do things exactly the way you plan them, it's not a big deal. Just as long as you have everything written out, you can switch things out if something's not working that day. And definitely try to stick to your schedule, because I have a problem with not sticking to my schedule, and then it's a big mess. So I promise you, sticking to your schedule will help, and planning it will help. And I also have a traditional planner. I'm not going to get it out, but because I don't use it as much as I should, but get one of those too. It's great. And if you have any side project things, like I have YouTube videos, I have a notebook that I write video ideas in. So I suggest getting a notebook to write your things for your side project stuff down in, and ideas and things like that. Alright, so next tip, routines. I need to get better about this, as I do with all of these. But if you get up at the same time every day, you do the same thing first thing, you get right into school as soon as your little morning routine is done, and all that, you'll be more on top of everything, and you'll be, everything will just be less stressful. And I know a lot of you are like, well, I'm doing virtual school, why do I have to get up at the same time every day? Just trust me, it helps. Routine. We all thrive on routines. Whether we think we do or not, we do. It's just human nature. And if you don't pick a routine and stick to it, your body's just going to pick up one, and you're just going to kind of wake up about the same time every day, probably pretty late, and you're going to basically do the same thing every day anyway. So you might as well make a good routine and try to stick to that. I definitely need to work on that. And don't just do morning routines. Like, once you started school for the day, have, like, a routine for how school works, you know? Do you do your first assignment and then take a short break? Or do you work for a certain amount of time and take a short break? You know, figure out how your school day routine works, too. And also, I suggest a nighttime routine because it helps you get to sleep faster. And it's just much more calming. You're not as stressed out at night because you've got everything done. You've got everything ready for the next day. It's not a big deal. So even if you're not doing virtual school, I suggest at least those 2 tips. Probably most of these tips too. So just keep that in mind, you know. Try to make a routine. It doesn't have to be like super strict. Just kind of a chill routine that you wake up at the same time, you get your coffee, you wash your face, you get right into school, whatever. It doesn't have to be a long routine. Do your devotions first thing. That's what I try to do. I definitely need to get better about it because I've kind of slacked off lately. But I talked about that in the last video, so I'm not going to bring that up too much. Alright, tip number 3, encouragement. I know that sounds weird, but just like put some happy things in your room to brighten it up and encourage you. I've got some things up here, like pinned, or not pinned, they're magnetic on my desk. Has a little metal board thing. Maybe I'll go through in another video and just show you all my like decor or encouragement stuff. I've got some papers from a youth event last year with some words that are encouraging. I have, you see the sticky notes on my mirror? Yeah, they're all encouraging things. So, you know, just do stuff like that. Make your social media feed encouraging. Follow some encouraging pages. I might put some pages suggested in the description or in a pinned comment or something. So look down there if you want some suggestions for social pages to follow. But just try to make your life a little more encouraging, because I know if we don't have those things, we kind of just start getting in our own head too much. And you're not going to be as productive if you're not trying to do things, because you know you're discouraged, you know. And you don't have to be around people to get encouragement. You can do it by writing encouraging things down and sticking them up on your wall, or following encouraging pages on Instagram or anything like that. So that's one suggestion of mine. Number 4, self-time. That sounds weird, but I don't know what else to call it. Just take some time and do something you want to do. Like for me, it would probably be playing guitar or reading or something like that I don't do very much right now, and I really should, you know. I'm doing school pretty much from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, so filming videos and playing guitar and reading and things like that kind of slip under the radar, and I don't really think about them that much. But I really need to take more time to just do things that I want to do. I have been taking a break at night and watching a show that I really like every night. So, you know, something like that, something small. If you don't have time for much, just something small, just a few minutes, just do something you want to do. You know, you gotta keep yourself motivated by doing things you want to do. Number 5, take a break. You're staring at a computer all day. I highly suggest getting you some of these. These are blue light glasses. You know, you wear them and they block the blue light, so they're kind of yellow tinted. So it doesn't damage your eyes from staring at a computer all day. And whether you have those or not, take a break every once in a while. I know I definitely need to do this more. Take a break and go work out or go outside, or, you know, just step away from the computer for a little bit, like 5 minutes or so even. Just take a break, you know? Number 6, get your work done. Now, obviously, you have to get it done. It's not a choice. But don't procrastinate. I say this in the most hypocritical way. I am super bad about procrastinating. And one thing I've learned from this year already that I have never grasped well enough before is that if you just sit down and do it, it's over so fast. And you're like, why didn't I do that earlier? I still procrastinate too much, but I think I've gotten better this year because this year has forced me to. That's one thing about virtual school that I didn't have with homeschool, is that there are kind of deadlines. I'm doing FLVS Flex, so it's not like super like precise deadlines or anything, but like I have to get work done every week. I have a certain amount of work that has to get done every week. So like there are kind of deadlines, whereas before, if I didn't get something done, oh well, that's not a big deal. And I really needed to get that into my head, and I think this school year has kind of forced me to learn that. Just get it done. If you have an assignment that you're not wanting to do, just sit down and do it, and it'll be over before you know it. And take that from my personal experience. It's really not as bad as it seems. Alright, number 7. Little pick-me-ups. Just something to make you happy or keep you motivated throughout the day. Like, grab a coffee first thing. That'll help you get in the mood right then. Or a tea if you don't like coffee. Or just grab a little treat throughout the day to just kind of keep you motivated and, something to make you happy while you're doing school, Number 8. Water. It's simply water. Drink water. Drink enough water every day. I definitely don't do this, but I need to. I promise you it's good for you, even though you're gonna have to pee every 30 minutes. But it's fine. You have to drink water. It's important. And I'm specifically talking to you right now, Carlos, so drink your water. I promise you it helps with everything, but especially with school. Just drink your water, kids. Alright, number 9. Take care of yourself. This should be something that we don't have to be reminded of, but I know I have to be reminded of it, and I know a lot of other people probably have to be reminded of it, Just eat. You have to eat. Eat breakfast, eat lunch. Eat a big breakfast and don't eat lunch and get a snack later instead. Or don't eat breakfast but get a snack and eat a big lunch, Compensate if you're going to skip a meal, If you're going to skip a meal, eat a full meal, like a big meal later, or get a snack. Or, I don't suggest skipping meals. I say you should probably eat breakfast and lunch, but if you do skip one, make sure that you had a big one of the other one, and make sure you get some snacks and stuff. Take a shower. This is your reminder to take a shower. You're at home all the time. You're probably forgetting to take a shower sometimes. I get it. Go for it. Go take your shower. You need a shower. You probably smell right now, so just saying. Wash your face, brush your teeth, do the things you need to do that you could potentially have been neglecting this past week or so. Trust me, I understand. The last few weeks have been rough. I have neglected a lot of those things and then eventually did them, but trust me, just do it. It'll make you feel better. You'll be more productive. It's great. Alright, and my 10th and final tip is priorities. Obviously, school is a priority for everybody. Whether we want it to be or not, it just kind of has to be. But I suggest you have priorities besides school. Because if school is your only priority 24/7, you're going to get real depressed and real unmotivated real fast. Make youth group a priority. If you've got youth group in person or even online still, go to youth group. Make that a priority. See if there's a way you can help in youth group. I am helping my youth minister and his wife by scheduling our band and stuff. I'm not necessarily doing, I'm not, in charge of everything, but I have a say in the songs, and I schedule everybody and put the songs in Planning Center and everything. And I'm just doing that to help them out and to get some experience. If you have, a sport you play or something, make that a priority. obviously school will always be a priority and you have to do school, so it has to stay a priority. But don't make it your only priority. You have other things that are also priorities. If your health is a priority, make it a priority. You know, if you have something that you like to do, make it a priority. You know, just have priorities besides school, because school being your only priority can get stressful sometimes. So just make sure you have other priorities. And yeah, that's about all the tips I've got for y'all today. If you've got some tips for everybody, leave them in the comments down below. Maybe I'll make another video towards the end of the year, like last week's video, you know, what this has been like for me. Maybe I'll make another video with tips later on if I come up with more. But for now, that's all, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it, or at least take some of these tips to try. If you like the video, give it a like, and subscribe, and follow my Instagram, and I'll see you all next week. So, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!